What is up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we have the second episode of my Trek-Segafredo career here on PCM 2019, and today we have a slightly different episode. I'm going to cover quite a few HC and 0.1 category races, and I'm also going to do it in a kind of recap style. I'm post-comming this, so let me know what you think of this style video. Most of them will be live com. I just thought I'd try this out with a few smaller races in episode 2. So after our very strong start to the season in Australia, we head to Mallorca for the Challenge Mallorca, 4 separate stages, and as you can see we've brought a fairly strong team. Giulio Ciccone, John Degenkolb, Mollema will be supported by Juan Pedro Lopez, Felina, Beppu and Irizar. So as you can see, we're really trying to drill some fitness into our leaders' legs at this race. So you may have noticed Irizar was in that early breakaway, but with 3.5k to go, Irizar is about to be brought in with the rest of the breakaway. I've set a really hard pace with Fabio Feline leading Ciccone and Mollema up this climb, and the final man in the breakaway is about to be caught, and with about 2k to go, Ciccone goes on the attack, a vicious attack by the Italian, and Mollema is free to just mark out his competitors here as Ciccone tries to steal some ground up the road into the final 1 kilometre, and Ciccone has about 17-20 seconds it says, as Astana trying to do some work to bring him in. Into the final few hundred metres, Ciccone looking very good. Mollema will sprint for the line, but Ciccone will take the win very comfortably. One of the strongest climbers in the race, and he definitely showed it here. Mollema comes in for the 1-2 as well. So a very promising start to our time in Mallorca. We now head to the Trofea Andrex Loseta. Juan Pedro Lopez goes in the breakaway this time, and he was actually the final man left in that breakaway, but they were brought in with some way to go, and as you can see, with 59 kilometers left, just 36 riders are left in the peloton. Really tough stage so far. So moving forward with 35k to go, Fabio Felina goes on the attack whilst Mollema and Ciccone can just sit in the peloton. The pace really drops, and Felina is free to go up the road. There was no immediate reaction, but as you can see a few kilometres later, there are some guys trying to bridge up to him. 2 Mitchelton Scott riders up the road as well. And as you can see now, he has been caught. Just 17 riders at the front of the race. As we come to the top of this climb, I think that's Mühlberger up the road. No, it's Felix Großschartner for Bora Hansgrohe. Bauke Mollema does try the attack to bridge up to him. You can see a few guys following. Then we have Ciccone and Feline in the 4th group on the road. It's pretty close though. And as you can see, 2.5k to go. It does all come back together. It's going to come in for a sprint. Feline is going to lead out Ciccone and Mollema. But to be honest, none of our guys are feeling great. We'll try and challenge for the win here. Mollema gets blocked in, comes to the right hand side. You can see, can we outlast the rest of the guys? I don't think we're going to be able to here. And Felix Großschartner just outlasts Jesus Harada into 2nd place, whilst Malawi Kudos is 3rd place. Our guys are 5th and 6th here. So next up we have a very similar race actually, very similar parcours in this one. Juan Pedro Lopez goes on the attack yet again. I want him in the breakaway. I really want to test this guy out. He's pretty young, but I hope he has some high potential. But you can see 39k to go. The breakaway are about to be brought in by the peloton. And so into the final 25k, we still have just under 50 riders in this peloton, which is far too big for my liking. Felina is just clinging on, but we do have Mollema and Ciccone, and as we near the top of the climb, I go on the attack with Bauke Mollema, trying to reduce the numbers in this group. We're without a really good sprinter left, so we do want to reduce the numbers here, but you can see everyone seems to follow Mollema really nicely. We try a second attack, and that breaks the legs of the guys following. Sanchez can't follow, and Mollema's gained about 25 seconds there as he attacks into the downhill. But as we cut further on, you can see about 8k to go. Sadly, Bauke Mollema is going to be caught by 16 chasing riders, 17 riders now in this group. We can rest up with Mollema and Ciccone with more climbing to come into the final 7k, and I go on the counter attack with Ciccone. I'm going to make Oscar Rodriguez do this chasing as well. We're not going to bridge up to Ciccone for him. You can see it's a strong attack by Giulio Ciccone, doing everything to drop Jesus Herrada, who's trying to stay with him. And it looks like Ciccone may have just done that. Herrada hasn't quite bridged up to him. He's almost on his wheel. Ciccone trying to get that bit of separation as Mollema now follows Guilherme Martin with Rodriguez on his wheel into the final 5k. Not quite sure how this is going to end, but Ciccone's gap seems to be coming down. Herrada and Martin do a good job, and we have 10 men now coming into the final 2.5k of the race. Just 10 men will compete for it. We did well to reduce the numbers. Mollema will lead out Ciccone in this one into the final kilometre. Mollema is basically done. We attack with Ciccone, 800 metres to go, and Jack Haig is very slow to react. Ciccone's got some separation. He's going to pick up his second win in Mallorca. Absolutely love it. Right, the final stage of the race is the Trofeo Palma, and this one is much flatter coming into the capital of Majorca. So this one will suit our sprinter John Degenkolb, who is on a +3 day. Absolutely love that. As you see, Juan Pedro Lopez doing some pretty tough work into this little hill about 20k from the end. We're going to try and reduce the numbers in this group, although that will be tough. It's not a long climb. Obviously Degenkolb can get over these types of climbs, but you can see there's still pretty much 100 riders in this group. There are some gaps being created on this downhill, but to be honest, I don't think that's going to affect the other sprinters too much. But now into the final 8k, you can see it's Visconti and Modello going on the attack with 8k to go, two of the better sprinters in this group. I thought about following them with Feline, but no, I played it cool. We're going to stay on 90 here. We're going to try and time trial them back with Fabio Feline, and hopefully they'll be out of gas by the time we do so. So 3k to go now. Now it's time to up the pace with Feline, up to 99. Can we bring them in? Modello and Visconti are just about caught now with 2k to go. Now we open up the sprint train. Alex Kirsch goes to lead out John Degenkolb. Modello and Luis Leon Sanchez on his wheel. Now we sprint. Degenkolb, Modello or Sanchez. Who can take it? It is the big German, John Degenkolb. Our third win out of 4 in Mallorca. So like I said, 3 wins out of 4 in Mallorca, and that's slightly too many for my liking, to be honest. So I've upped the difficulty from standard extreme, which is times 1.05. We're now on times 1.08, so quite substantially harder. If you want me to do a quick tutorial on how to change the difficulty, let me know. I'll very happily do that for you. But hopefully we'll notice this in the upcoming races. And so talking about the next race, it is one of my favourite kind of pre-season races, the Volta a la Communitat Valenciana, the Tour of Valencia. And you can see we've got Edvard Toons, Alex Kirsch, Bauke Mollema as our leader, Juan Pedro Lopez, Fabio Feline, Beppu and Tom Scoynes. Pretty strong squad based around Toons and Bauke Mollema in the GC. And so to start, we do have a 21 kilometre team time trial. We don't have the best time trialing team, but as you can see into the final kilometre, hopefully we can challenge for a top 3, top 5 maybe. There are quite a lot of kind of Conti Pro teams here. We do take the provisional best time and we do finish 3rd, but we were about 20 seconds behind Mitchelton Scott. And it is Robert Stannard, the young Australian, who will wear the yellow jersey into stage 2, and with 12k to go, you can see we're on this big final climb. We're doing a pretty good job for the moment, and then we do have quite a lot of guys feeling good, so I did decide to put 3 guys on the front. We've got Bernard, Scoynes and Feline, whilst Lopez is protecting Mollema. Scoynes, Feline and Mollema is all that is left. We now have just 24 riders in the peloton as Scoynes pulls over. We're really reducing the numbers, but as you can see, Bernal, Simon Yates and Valverde have attacked up the road. So we're trying to use our teammates to help Mollema, but with 1.5k to go, those guys are looking so strong. We can't bring them in with Mollema. We're doing everything we can in a group of just 5 riders now. Kwiatkowski, Carapaz, I think that's Bettiol as well. Kwiatkowski on the attack into the final 500 metres, but up the road, it will be Simon Yates taking the win ahead of Valverde and Bernal. We will finish in the second group on the road with Kwiatkowski and Carapaz. Not too bad a result with Mollema. There was nothing I could do about the front 3 right there. So as we come into stage 3, it is one for the sprinters, so Edvard Toons will be our leader in this race. That last stage was exactly what I was looking for. Valverde, Yates and Bernal, obviously very, very good climbers, probably better than Mollema. We couldn't quite stay with them there no matter what I did. So 2.5k to go. Verleen trying to lead out. Kirsch and Toons were looking very, very good. 1.6k to go. Alex Kirsch now. Quick sprint. Edvard Toons, 1k to go. 800 metres we sprint with Toons. Cimolai on our right. Malucelli. But up the road, it is Christophe Laporte. Dominant performance by the Frenchman. Edvard Toons only 5th, slightly disappointing there to be honest. So now moving on to the penultimate stage of the race. We do have a very punchy finish and then a slight downhill into the line. I've gone on the attack with Lopez again, trying to test his legs in the breakaway. And you can see we're now coming up to about 40k to go. Still 83 riders in the peloton, but we do have quite a few riders struggling to be honest. And just 52 riders left in this group over the top, with Mate, the single man, up the road. So we have now about 5.5k to go. 49 riders in the peloton. Mollema looking pretty good to be fair. Protected by Lopez at the moment. We still got Toons and Verleen in this group with about 5k to go. Thinking of putting in an attack with about 2.5k to go in the climb. But we're doing a good job for now. And with about 2k to go, Michał Kwiatkowski on the attack for Ineos. Valverde tries to follow and we try to follow him with Bauke Mollema. And look at that effort from Bauke Mollema to try and get onto Valverde's wheel. Can we get there? It's poor, my word. Valverde, it's a massive attack. And Kwiatkowski has about 20 seconds on us up the road. We've got Yates and Carapaz just behind. Verleen's trying to stay here for Mollema. And further back, we've got Bernal. Carapaz trying to attack up to Kwiatkowski for Movistar. Valverde doesn't look like he's got any sprint left. Neither does Mollema. Simon Yates cruising up the road, looking pretty calm to be fair, with Kwiatkowski about 20 seconds up the road. Remember, he was 4th place in stage 1. So he's in with the shout on the GC if he can take some time here. Downhill now into the final kilometre. This group are just ahead of us. Can we catch them? Kwiatkowski takes the stage and we will actually finish on the same time as those guys just ahead. Somehow we just got up to them close enough. And then this gap behind to Egan Bernal and Jack Haig will count. So we gained some time back on Bernal, but Kwiatkowski the big winner on the day. And so into the final stage of the race, it's another one for the sprinters. It seems it's Laporte versus Toons versus Davide Cimolai. And we are again going to be the aggressors in the sprint. Coming into the final 4 kilometres, we're right on the front of the peloton. Fabio Verleen doing a very, very good job for the team so far this season. But now is Caio Rural coming up to the front. They've got Aramburu and Malucelli in that group. Also Cofidis with Laporte into the final 2k for Lean. Leading out Kirsch, we sprint with about 1.8k and Toons will go slightly earlier this time. 1k to go. We come to the right hand side. Toons looking decent, but it will be Christophe Laporte yet again. Edvard Toons denied by the Frenchman. He finishes 2nd. Malucelli in 3rd. Modelo in 4th. Kirsch actually finished in the top 5 as well. So as we get a glimpse of Simon Yates in his yellow jersey, he wins the race. 8 seconds clear of Kwiatkowski. Valverde 3rd, Bernal 4th, Carapaz 5th, and Mollema 56 seconds down in 6th. But you can see there a massive gap to Jack Haig, 2 minutes down in 7th. Bettiol, Martinez and Sosa round out the top 10. Decent race for us here. So next up we have the Ruta del Sol, obviously on the Costa del Sol coastline of Spain. And you can see our team for the race. We have Edvard Toons, Kirsch, Stuyven and Pedersen trying to get some miles into their legs ahead of the classics. We also have Mullen, Brambilla who will lead the GC and Peter Stessner. But as you can see on the bottom, we're aiming for stage wins mainly at this race. I don't think Brambilla can compete in the GC to be honest. So heading into stage 1, you can see we do have a flat stage. 5 kilometres to go. Ryan Mullen is at the front of the peloton battling with Castroviejo. But you can see Pedersen will now go to the front. We have Kirsch, Stuyven and Edvard Toons, a very strong lead out train today. Stuyven and Toons both capable of competing for the win. 2.5k to go. You can see Edvard Toons has been dropped. So I'm not sure what to do here. He's been dropped right off the back of our train. Kirsch opens up the sprint for Jasper Stuyven. We've got some ground to make up. Can we catch Bonifacio? It doesn't look like it. Bonifacio celebrates, but oh my word, he's gone too early. Jasper Stuyven takes it. Bonifacio down in third behind Halvorsen. Unbelievable end to the stage. And Stuyven will actually go into the leader's red jersey. Absolutely love that. And you can see him on the podium right there. Though next in stage 2 is a individual time trial. Not Jasper Stuyven's strength. He tries to defend that red jersey. Not feeling his best though. And Jonathan Castroviejo does take the red jersey off his shoulders. However, next up we do have a fun finish to the stage. There is this short hill about 10k before the line, which will suit the likes of Brambilla, also Stuyven and Toons, who can get over hills. So we have Kirsch powering the peloton into this final climb. 10k to go now. We now have Mads Pedersen on the front, setting a really fast pace. This is coming into 10% territory right now. Really tough for these heavy guys. And we do try and attack with Gianluca Brambilla. Everyone else can try and stick with the guys at the front, but it's a strong attack by Brambilla. Yeah, I think he's dropped the rest of the climbers, you know, and he comes across the top of that climb solo. There is TJ Van Garderen trying to bridge up to him, and the rest of our guys have managed to stay here. And this group is going to thin out quite substantially over the top of that climb. And Brambilla is a good downhiller. He's trying to keep this lead to the line with 6k to go. Van Garderen does catch him though, and you can see we don't have much of a gap on Bonifacio. I think that's Soler as well in that group behind. So I think we're about to sit up with Gianluca Brambilla. Soler trying to power this group into the finish line. No Castroviejo, but now you can see 22 riders in this group. Brambilla has been caught. We now need to concentrate on our sprint train. Pedersen trying to find some room on this right hand side, coming round to the front. Really nice job by Mads Pedersen, leading out Stuyven and Toons. We go for the line into the final kilometre. Stuyven in a great position, Toons on the left. Can anyone challenge us? And no, they can't. It will be a 1-2 for Trek-Segafredo. Stuyven first, Toons second, and for Education first, it's Simon Clark in third. No real sprinters could say in that group over the top of the climb. So next up we do have one of the Queen stages of the race, ending in a big climb. And you can see here Mads Pedersen attacking off the front, and that's because he is in the King of the Mountains jersey, trying to get some fitness into his legs before the Cobbled Classics, of course. He's going to try and retain this KOM jersey throughout this stage. Simon is attacking him though. The lighter man, he's a better puncher than Pedersen. I think he's going to take those points comfortably. Very good job by Simon. But Pedersen will hold on to second place. A very good sprinter. Not the best on hilly terrain, but he does a good job there trying to get some points. We've been dropped by a few guys here, but Simon crucially is right behind us. I think we take the final points there, and we have 20 points tied with that Spanish rider at the front. So Pedersen, I think, will hold that jersey into the next stage. But you can see now onto the final climb, some very big attacks going off the front. And to be honest, look at Brambilla. He's not feeling good at all. He's on a 0 race day, but you can see he's really struggling here. This terrain, this punchy terrain, I think suits him quite well, but with about 3k to go, he's almost done already. Really tough day for the Italian, it would seem. And Castroviejo, the red jersey, is in our group. So I slow down. We'll try and let him drag us up the road, and he's chasing those guys up the road down pretty hard, but we die pretty much instantly in his wheel. We can't hold that, as I think it's Hiver up the road for Direct Energy holding the lead for the moment. Into the final few hundred meters, Hiver goes for the line, looks like he'll take the stage, but he dies just before the line. And it will be Jonathan Castroviejo taking another win in this race. So we've had 2 wins for Castroviejo and 2 wins for Stuyven. And you can see Pedersen again trying to get back that KOM jersey. I think lost to Castroviejo, but you can see we take the points very comfortably at that first climb. We're going to take the rest of the points, hopefully, with Ryan Mullen helping out Pedersen. 800 meters to go to the top of this climb. Very good sprinter. We should be able to take these points, although we are out sprinted by Pierre Roland. But you can see 30 points now for Mads Pedersen, looking very good. And now into the final KOM sprint. Mullen leads him out perfectly. Pedersen trying to hold off Rouland, who is better on climbs but not as good a sprinter, and Pedersen takes the points. 36 points for Pedersen. He'll win the KOM jersey. Very nice stuff. And so now into the final 5k of the stage. We have Alex Kirsch, Toons, Brambilla and Stuyven. And as you can see, Brambilla has struggled so much. Really fast pace on the flat. He could hardly stay in this group, to be honest. Stuyven feeling a lot better despite him having that kind of injury sign. He was feeling a bit ill before this race basically. And with about 2k to go, Brambilla is done. And Stuyven will finish ahead of him in this stage, it looks like. He's trying to follow the top guys, but you can see I straight away realised we can't hold that pace. Big attacks going up the road, trying to fight for the red jersey. Stuyven is done with about 1k to go. We do have Marc Soler just behind us though, showing how good a ride this is by Jasper Stuyven. He's feeling great ahead of the Spring Classics. Up the road, Castroviejo will beat Hiver again. He takes his third win of the race. A dominant ride by the Spaniard. What a performance by him. And further back we have Hiver, Van Garderen, Masnada, I think that's Simon Clark. And in 7th place, Jasper Stuyven on hilly terrain. What a performance by the Belgian. So here you can see the final standings in the race. Castroviejo absolutely dominant, 3 stage wins and the GC. Stuyven obviously taking the other 2 wins. We have Hiver and Masnada in the top 3. Brambilla 9th and Stuyven making the top 10. Really nice stuff by the Belgian man. And so guys, that has covered all the races I hope to cover in this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Just thought I'd try something different basically. There's quite a lot of these kind of pre-season races, which are really fun. There's usually some big riders in them as well. So I thought I'd show you them basically. I wanted to play them. So I thought I may as well record them and try and make a video out of them. Hopefully it came together pretty well. Let me know what you thought, because I can do more of these in the future with some smaller races kind of chucked in there with the bigger races, which will all be live commed of course. And so next up we have the UAE Tour, and we're taking Port, Mollema and Machete to that race. Pretty strong team for us. So yeah, hopefully we can get some good results there. Although I have noticed a very big difference in the difficulty since putting it up to times 1.08. But anyhow guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like and a comment down below for me if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you for episode 3.